Usually this is not a very sexy topic. Talking about civil service reform puts people to sleep like that. This kind of video, though, shows us exactly what it means when we don't have civil service reform. So this is a very elementary question. These people work for the executive branch of the government. The president is the chief executive of that branch of the government. Why can't he fire them? Why can't he say, listen, I don't like that one, get rid of them?
They're protected behind walls of bureaucracy and just cause employment. I mean, you have to jump through so many hoops that in the federal bureaucracy, a lot of the times their supervisors would rather just put them in the corner and give them no work. I mean, that's how impossible it is to get fired. I believe you have a 1 in 500 chance of being fired from involuntarily fired from the federal government. You have a 1 in 77 chance of being involuntarily fired from the private sector. So these people aren't living lives like most of American citizens do. They, again, I want to stress this point. They have, to some degree, more sovereignty than the voting public. The voting public cannot fire them through their elected representative, which is Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America. I mean, that's something to really be concerned about. It's not sexy, but it's incredibly concerning.
It is. I think that's the definition of tyranny, when there are people in our government who are making rules and laws, and we, the American people, don't have any say over whether they're making rules and laws. I mean, it's supposed to be our representatives and the staff of our representatives, not somebody who we didn't choose to send there to represent us and take part in our governance. So what do we need to change? What needs to change to make it easier to fire these employees who are actively undermining a duly elected administration from within the administration? The same people, by the way, these are the type of people that write anonymous op-eds in the New York Times. It's these people, not high-up cabinet members in the Trump administration. What do we need to change?
Well, that's a really great question. It starts with Congress. I mean, they have they're literally probably the most important body for the people, and they have delegated over the decades so much power to this administrative state that's insulated from the body politic. And what we have to do is demand that they take a lot of these lawmaking powers, literal lawmaking powers, back from the administrative state. They've done so because they don't like to take on political burdens themselves, so they slough it off onto the administrative state, knowing, hey, you know what? I don't have to worry about this. My constituents wouldn't like it. I'll just give it to bureaucrats in the executive branch instead of making the laws or repealing the laws on their own. So the first recourse is always Congress. A lot of these laws are codified in the executive branch. The president's is going to have a hard time trying to change them on his own. So I would call either your senator or your congressperson and demand change. But even their hands are really largely tied at this point, unless we can get Congress together to change a lot of these laws and take their power back.
Right. Write your congressman, write your senator, demand civil service reform.